Hey, this is Chris from Middlegard. As you may know, I make battle animations. I also play Total War, so I thought it would be a good idea to combine the two and tell some Total War games in the style of a battle map video. The videos here are going to be much lower quality, so expect some bugs, glitches, and a little less sound effect work, if any. Anyways, on to the video. In the warm spring foothills of the Alps, the Carthaginian army, led by Chris, deploys for battle in the hills. He faces the Roman legions under Tomic. Rome has a stronger force, and although they are down a few hundred men, they have more archers and cavalry, along with the famed Roman legions, who are far more capable in uneven terrain. Carthage holds their few companion cavalry on the left, and has spread itself out along the hills and ravines. Only their powerful pike phalanx will truly beat their Roman counterparts, though the uneven terrain limits their movement. As both sides close in, the Roman legions begin to test the Carthaginian line. Not wanting to engage the pikes and heavy phalanx in the center, Tom opts to push the legions around the Carthaginian left, to outflank the entire line. But before the attack can get underway, the Carthaginian right sweeps forward. Cavalry are pushed back. The Roman left begins to buckle, as a massive column of militia pour from behind a hill and join the assault. But this force is only militia. As the Carthaginian hoplites engage, they soon find themselves outmatched. Several units are mauled, while the sweeping attack in the rear falls apart. Meanwhile, the Roman legions have begun their flanking attack. Roman spearmen mean the Carthaginian riders cannot risk a charge. With the attack on the right faltering, and the left beginning to break, Carthage calls off its advance and regroups in a new defensive line. Tom, using the rocky terrain to his advantage, pushes further behind the Carthaginian flank. The battle enters a lull, as both sides race reserves to the left. Rome gets there first, but Carthaginian stragglers in their rear occupies much of their attention, and the Carthaginian militia manage to reinforce the line before the Romans can attack. Chris's new line now resembles a fishhook formation, but both flanks are held by weak hoplite militia. As pressure begins to mount, the line first buckles, then breaks under the strain of the attacks. The Roman left breaks through and sweeps the Carthaginians back. It is a total rout. After the defeat in the Alps, Carthage once more challenges the Roman army on the field. At Petrodava, both armies deploy for battle. The Carthaginian army has learned from its recent defeats. Its powerful pike phalanx has been exchanged for cheaper militia pikes, and its cavalry and infantry arms have been strengthened. Rome, on the other hand, has done little to change its plans. An exotic unit of elephants has been imported to the field, which could prove devastating if committed at the right moment. Many investments have also been made into cavalry, meaning the Romans will outnumber the Carthaginian horsemen yet again. But overall, the elite Roman cohorts will still compromise the main Roman host. This investment into quality and mounted units means Carthage will have nearly 2,000 men over the Roman legions. In fact, the Carthaginians have been Macedonians this whole time, and the writer and script writer and animator and me, he just has been using the wrong nation to represent his own army that he literally just fought with. No matter, Macedon is still confident in victory and plans to fight to the bitter end. The Macedonian army deploys, with its cavalry on the left, its cheap pikes in the center, and its heavy infantry on the right. The Roman army holds in a valley between two hills. Macedon advances, pushing its spearmen up the hill holding the Roman left, and its cavalry up the Roman right, threatening both flanks. This causes the Roman legions to reinforce either flank. But, as a unit of skirmish cavalry advances towards the woods beyond the Roman left, they reveal an ambush laying in wait. Roman infantry, cavalry, and elephants surge forward, catching the Macedonian ranks just as they try to climb the hill. The outnumbered Macedonians brace as the full weight of the Roman legions bear down on them. The hoplites desperately cling on, as the Roman cavalry sweeps behind and around the Macedonian ranks. But the ambush has been sprung too early. Macedonian reserves from the left and center rush to reinforce the right. In heavy combat, the elite Macedonian hoplites hold their ground as reinforcements steadily arrive to stabilize the position. The powerful Roman elephants are committed, but Macedonian archers manage to shoot down the beasts before they can deal out serious damage. With Macedonian reserves steadily arriving and outnumbering the Romans, they launch a full counterattack. Roman legionaries are pushed back. The elite Roman reserves are committed to stem the tide. But the commitment to the left has exposed the Roman right to further attack. The pikes and Macedonian cavalry surge forward, sweeping around the flank. Before long, every part of the Roman line is faltering. With the enemy in their rear and their flank attack backfiring, the Roman army collapses. Macedon and Rome are in dire straits. Both countries are at the brink, and have expended their last efforts to bring their remaining field armies to battle. In the desert sands just outside Cairo, in the shadows of the ancient pharaoh's tombs, the two titans would make their last gamble. Macedon, knowing that Rome will likely not fall for the same phalanx trick again, has formed the army around a strong stopping force, with impenetrable hoplites making up the bulk of the infantry, and a strong cavalry arm to boot. Rome has raised new legions, and has spread its funds more evenly, ditching the elephants and cavalry focus, and instead investing in the steady gladius of their legionaries. In the scorching sun, Rome's maniples advance on the convex Macedonian line. On the right, a massive cavalry melee ensues, as Macedonian horses are drawn into a bait artillery piece, which tempts the cavalry to attack. The more numerous Macedonian cavalry prevail, but the struggle has cost much of their strength, and Roman triarii soon push the remnants back off the exposed Roman left. On the Roman right, the militia Hastati begin to test the militia hoplites. The lines trade blows, but the more versatile and better equipped Romans steadily grind the Macedonian militia down, before breaking through. They are met and themselves thrown back by the shielded hoplites of the Macedonian reserves. A flanking maneuver, led by Roman legionaries, is cut off, surrounded, and annihilated. But they have bought time. While the Macedonians have exhausted themselves, throwing back the flank attack, the rest of the Roman line has pushed forward. The steady hoplites hold their ground, but are slowly losing their battles with the Roman principes. The victorious Macedonian left must now quickly beat the enemy ahead of them before the line breaks. But they are about to meet their match. As the Macedonian line presses forward, they collide with a new defense formed by the Roman commander. In the thick of the fighting, the hoplites push the Roman legions, but are slowly bested by the front line. The elite Roman Praetorian Guard, strengthened after the prior battle, is now sent into the fray to stop the Macedonian flanking attempt. Their purple cloaks crash into the shield bearers, grinding through the Macedonian ranks. The Roman commander, attempting to plug a gap, is surrounded and struck down by Macedonian horsemen, who had swept behind the ranks. Seeing their commander fall, the veteran legionaries surge forward to avenge their fallen leader. All Macedonian reserves rush to stop the advance, but on the right, the unsupported Macedonian hoplites are the first to break. The militia pikes in the center follow suit, and soon, the only Macedonians left on the field are running for their lives. Across 3 battles, Rome has proven itself the ultimate power. Its maneuverability, courage under pressure, and above all, its iconic Roman flexibility to the task at hand has triumphed over the Macedonian spears. Rome has proven itself the dominant power, but a new player emerges to challenge this republic: the Carthaginian Empire.